Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Trekking the Parks with Titus. Today, we're going to Yellowstone National Park. We arrived at the Alpine Motel in West Yellowstone just as it started snowing. After being shown to our rooms, we rested up for the next day. After having breakfast, we entered the west entrance of Yellowstone National Park and were greeted by beautiful views of the river smoking in the cold. Our first stop was Gibbon Falls. It's a huge waterfall flowing down the Yellowstone River. While driving, we also saw a coyote in the snow. Lower Falls is another amazing waterfall in Yellowstone National Park. It is in the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone and it drops 308 feet from base to top. Lamar Valley is a great area to spot wildlife and even has a few trails going through the valley. We went on one and observed a ground squirrel and a couple of bison. We also saw a herd in the distance. The Mammoth Hot Springs was another eye-catching stop along the road. It had cool rock formations with colors varying from bright orange to white. If you look closely, it almost looks as if it were 3D printed. The Roosevelt Arch was probably one of my favorite locations in Yellowstone National Park. It is made of solid volcanic rock. It stands at 52 feet tall, and there are even little rooms on the sides of it. There's also another Yellowstone sign to take a picture at. From deep beneath the surface rise hot gases to disturb the tranquility of the surroundings, and the constant ebb and flow of water from a shallow cave, lending one to believe perhaps Grendel, in his lair, is still breathing in fury below. But I wasn't there. While my mom, sister, and grandparents were enjoying that, my brother, my dad, and I were climbing the snowy Avalanche Peak. At some points, it was up to 3 feet deep and we sunk to our waists in it. But it was all worth it when we came to a saddle in the mountain and looked out to see beautiful snowy mountains in front of us. Our last stop on the trip was Old Faithful, one of the most famous geysers in Yellowstone National Park. We thought it was going to be an amazing sight, but were slightly disappointed when it started snowing. With the lack of contrast of the sky against the smoke and water, it made for a less than impressive sight, but still an amazing day. As our time at Yellowstone was coming to a close, we looked forward to our next adventure, the Grand Tetons National Park. I would highly suggest going to this park. The most memorable moment for me was climbing Avalanche Peak in 3 feet of snow. If you visited Yellowstone, what was your favorite experience? I hope you enjoyed trekking this park with me. See you on the next adventure.